That's out of the stadium!
Let's go! Come on! Something! Come on! Ah!
Swing and a miss.
There's a lot of spun.
Don't throw it wide.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Tonight's blubbery beasts made their migration to the XBL in Season 9, highlighted by a blistering second half that delivered a playoff berth. Opposite them stands a true veteran, a player who has been steadfast since the Xbox days of yore. XBL sophomore bhagen and his megafauna take on former world champion and Hall of Famer FiniteProvision and the Miners. This is Match of the Week!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this production of the XBL, the Cross-Platform Baseball League. I'm Florabelle, your play-by-play announcer, and with me on color commentary again is League Officer and resident Catella Crazy, Weaver for Prez. Weaver, we got the Miners versus the Megafauna. What are we thinking about these two teams currently on the outside looking in who desperately need to win some games tonight?
Yeah, it's week 2 of 7, so everyone's first instinct may be to think, okay, why are maybe not talking about playoffs? It's so early here, but these guys have gotten out to slow starts, and every win matters. There's only 30 something of them, 7 weeks worth of games, 2-game series with each opponent. You got to win games, and really these two guys are off to slow starts. They're both excellent players. Anyone who's played them knows they're tough, but they gotta. Like one of the keys to the game here says, must sweep series, and that's true for both players. They're both on the outside looking in of that playoff picture. Yes, it's early, but the fact remains the same. They need to pick up some wins here, and they're gonna have to do it in prime time. Someone is.
Yeah, and obviously, even if they do emerge with a split, or if they get swept, they're not mathematically eliminated. It's way too early to think about something like that in this season. However, when you look at the parity in the XBL this season, here in Season 10, you have a lot of teams who are very formidable, who have very good numbers. And due to restructuring, due to certain players dropping out before the season started or in the week 1 of the season, we only have 12 teams that will be making the postseason out of the currently 18 teams. Yeah, sorry about that. 18 teams that are currently in the XBL. So 6 teams will miss the postseason. You want to get to 500 or right around the 500 area as quickly and as close as possible in order to, push those doubts down in the early part of the season.
And it was kind of on display in Season 9. bhagen, much like this season, started very slow. He went on an excellent pace in the second half of the season to push himself into the playoffs after it looked like he was going to be a rookie in the league that just didn't quite have it yet. He ended up making it, played government, a retired Xbox player now, in that first round of the playoffs. I believe he was swept, but he still made those playoffs after a tough start. Finite, on the other hand, started Season 9 very hot. In fact, I want to say his first win was against Ashnod's Coupon, who only lost 3 games in Season 9. One to Finite, who's playing tonight, of course, to the eventual champion and back-to-back champion, Lazy. But Finite had that great start and then really sputtered in the second half. In fact, one of Finite's, when these two, Finite and bhagen, played in Season 9, it was in the middle of the season, and that kind of was... It was either the first or the second series in that hot streak for the Megafauna that got them back into the playoff picture. So there's history here, and like we're saying, both of these teams desperately need a sweep here. A split really isn't going to help either of them, although they'd certainly take that over being swept.
We're going to see both teams very hungry for a win, but the way in which they approach their gameplay could be a little bit different. We want to talk a little bit about bullpen management, and this is something we bring up every time bhagen is featured on one of these streams, and that is his starters. Don't get attached to them. They will not be in the game for very long if his playstyle is anything to be remembered for this season, for this series. We rarely ever see a starter when they come up to bat. We rarely ever see that starter left in the game. Usually 2 or 3 innings is what that starter will go.
Yeah, he has that 5-bar bullpen, and that he makes his entire game plan around it. Like you said, but pretty much the first time we see that pitcher in the 9-hole spot come up to the plate, that will likely signal the end of their day, and he will go to his killers: Gregory, Great White, Brendan Beluga, etc. Cassandra Killer, I think, and Sammy Sunfish. Look at that! I think I got all 4.
All of them.
They're all excellent pitchers. He loves using them. We will see at least 3 of them, I'd say, tonight. And if you're Finite, that needs to be your plan. You want to get, you're going to get into that pen. So try and do it as quickly as you possibly can. Maybe capitalize off the starter. The starters aren't that, they're not that statted, if you will. The attributes aren't that crazy. It's a 2-bar rotation. So look for Finite to be aggressive early before those killers, no pun intended, the whale team, of course, those killers come out of the pen and start to do work for bhagen. This game may be decided early. We will see.
It'll be interesting to see how Finite's batting can handle that bullpen. We'll find out in just a few minutes as this game gets underway. Game 1 of this 2-game series on the XBL Match of the Week between bhagen and FiniteProvision. The Megafauna versus the Miners. We'll get that for you in just a few moments. Stay with us. And we were loading into El Viejo Stadium, where FiniteProvision and the Joplin Miners will be the home team for game number 1 versus bhagen and the Nanaimo Megafauna. I'm very partial to this stadium located in Cuba. Very nice, especially at nighttime with that cruise ship docked in the background. We'll see if Finite will be cruising to victory here in game number 1, or if bhagen's bullpen will shut down this Miners.
Yeah, beautiful stadium here, and I'm partial to these night games. I pretty much love a night game 10 times out of 10, no matter where it is. It's breathtaking here with that cruise ship in the background. Packed house of Miners fans here. Sometimes you see the PC players like bhagen turn off that crowd for their away games. He's going to give the full crowd here, though.
We'll see what happens for the first pitch of the game, which misses just a bit high. Bubba Blue in the batter's box versus Robert Campbell. Gets into a good count here, does Blue, 2-0. Breaking ball misses just a bit low, and a 3-0 count for the first batter of the game. Robert Campbell delivers in there for a strike, catches the outside corner. 5-pitch arsenal for the starter. That one down the middle, belted to deep left field, the deepest part of El Viejo. It is off the wall. No one's going to get to it. A lead-off double for the Megafauna. A good rip right there.
Off the bat, I thought that was a surefire triple with all that speed on Bubba Blue. He'll settle for the double. Obviously, still a very great outcome here. Looks patient early.
Yeah, the Megafauna looking for their pitches, waiting. Ooh, that high pitch called a strike. Reggie Wright, the 1-1 high and inside, chases it. Gets to the hole between first and second, scooped up by the second baseman. Picks it up and fires it to first for out number 1, but the runner does move from second to third. 1 out here, Betty Bowhead at the plate. First pitch fastball in there for a strike, low inside corner. The 0-1. Ripped right up the middle. That's a base hit, and that'll score the first run of the game here in the top of the first. The Megafauna strike early.
Good things happen when you hit the ball. The double, the roller to the right side to advance him, and the beautiful single up the middle. Looks like another great single. Yeah.
Ripped right up the middle.
Ripping here early.
Definitely. Those bats are looking hot against FiniteProvision and the Miners. First and second right here with 1 out for Sal Sperm. Named after each of these players, named after different types of whales, I do believe.
Absolutely. Whale enthusiast.
That one is ripped by Sperm into left field. The bases should be loaded here with 1 out for the Megafauna. They are making good work right now. Harry Humpback is at the plate. 263 average. Robert Campbell tense on the mound. First pitch swinging. Got him on that low changeup.
Yeah, bhagen looks like a man reborn here in this first inning. He is smacking the ball.
Oh, misses just a bit outside. The 2-1. Ripped in the strike zone, but just foul down the third base line. Well, not just foul. It's foul. As that one is ripped into right field, that's the single. That'll keep the bases loaded, but score another run. 2-0. The Megafauna lead now.
Looking to keep the carousel running, too. This could be a huge inning.
Edwin Elephant rips that one. Foul down the third baseline. 0-1 here to Elephant. Chases that one a bit outside of the zone. It's going to die, but Wallace is able to catch it before it hits the grass in right field. The bases stay loaded here with 2 outs. And CGP Gray, the number 8 batter. Curious thing, if he gets on here, B. Hagen can't pull his pitcher. But that will not be the case. That one is dribbled slowly to Battles. Throws it to Jarvie at first for out number 3. So the Megafauna do leave the bases loaded. But they do score 2 runs to take a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. But now it's Finite's turn to bat.
Yeah, and only 2 runs there, it hurts. It's got to sting a little bit to give that up in the first. But it could have been a lot worse. And Finite's certainly capable of getting back in this thing.
We'll see if Basking Shark only goes the 1 inning with his spot due up in the second. Swing and a miss there on the low changeup. The 1-2 here. The cutter on the outside part of the plate is swung on. Grounded to Elephant. Picks it up. Throws it to first. That's out number 1. Brings up Nicole Jarvie. No fastball here for Baskin Shark, as that one is lifted to center field. Bubba Blue getting under it. Calls off the right fielder. Makes the catch for out number 2. Brings up Jalen Battles. Power versus lefties is activated. Change up on the outside part of the plate in there for a strike. No fastball on Basking Shark. 2-seamer cutter, slider change. Trying to get him to chase there. He doesn't. And that one's dripped up the middle for the first hit of the Miners for this game. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. They get a single. Caden Wallace, the cleanup batter, steps up to the plate. 1 swing of the bat, and this game could be tied up.
And similarly to the lineup of the Astronauts we saw in the AAA match of the week, there's power pretty much in every spot of this lineup. So just getting that tying run to the plate is always huge for a player like Finite.
So 1 over the plate in there for a strike, not offered at. The 0-2 going to try to get him to chase. He does not. The 1-2 here to Wallace. Slider high. Just misses. The 2-2. Change up. Swung on and fouled. The at-bat continues. The 2-2. Chases that one inside. Lifted to shallow left field. Is anyone going to get to it? Gray makes the running catch to keep that inning scoreless. 2-0. The Megafauna lead. Basking Shark spot due up here in the top of the second. What do you think, Weaver?
I think he's got to leave him in, especially with the lead. He has, maybe if it was a 0-0 game, I mean, I'd still leave him in. But with B. Hagen, you never know. Looks like he will swing the bat.
A rare sight here, folks. The pitcher is batting for B. Hagen, a soft dribbler. Penn Warren's going to have to hurry. The throw to first is in time for out number 1. Brings up Bubba Blue, the lineup turning over.
Yeah, fresh off that double.
Yeah, started the game off with a big double and got that huge inning rolling there in the first for the Megafauna. I guess one to swing at there, but drives it foul. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the inside heat. A good pitch there from Campbell.
And folks, we do apologize for some of the video quality. No in-game spectator mode for Super Mega Baseball, so really not a whole lot we can do with the re-streaming. Sometimes it doesn't quite work out. Well, hopefully it clears up here, but good start there for the Megafauna, certainly.
Now the Megafauna go down in order there in the top of the second, bringing up FiniteProvision and the Miners, who are looking to get back into this one. They trail by 2 here in the bottom of the second. Plenty of baseball left. Brendan Basking Shark out there for a second inning. Falls behind in the count 2-0. The pitch to Moore. Catches that inside corner. A good cutter right there for a strike. Change up over the plate is swung on. Ripped up the middle. That's a leadoff single for the Miners. And the tying run will come up to the plate.
Yeah, for all of Finite's struggles, he still will punish mistakes over the heart of the plate, especially off speed. So good job there. And he's got the stealer trait with plenty of speed. I'd be shocked if he just lets him sit over there.
Yeah, not the best velo from Basking Shark. 2-seamer, and with that stealer trait and all that high speed. We'll see what happens. And the lack of a 4-seamer as well. That all compounded. The 3-0. Slider off the plate. And it's a walk. A 4-pitch walk puts that stealer trait runner in scoring position.
Yeah.
And trouble brewing right now as the Miners have 2 runners on and nobody out.
It is the bottom of the Miners' order, but like I said, it's pretty well balanced. Oh, maybe a bit over aggressive there.
Finite chasing that first pitch a bit out of the zone. Lifted to right field for out number 1. It's the first out of the inning as Pedro Garcia steps up to the plate. Steeler still at second. Low changeup taken all the way. That's a ball. Goes with the 2-seamer, trying to get him to chase high. Doesn't work. The 2-0 here to Garcia. In there for a strike. Doesn't offer at that cutter. Low slider. In there for a strike. Good pitch there. The 2-2. Taken low. The payoff pitch here. Swung on towards the middle. Bowhead makes the grab. The toss to second. Not in time. So they do get that out there. That was ball 4. Finite was swinging there. So first and second now with 2 outs. And Robert Campbell, the pitcher spot, takes the first pitch low for a ball.
Yeah, now with the pitcher batting, the advantage swings back to B. Hagen, has a good chance to get out of the inning, and that would hurt for Finite, who started this inning magically. But that is a nice rip.
Yeah, that two-seamer left well over the plate. The throw to first. Oh, just in time is the runner. The throw just a bit late, but what a heads-up effort there by B. Hagen to try to get the play from center field to first. Yeah, the outfield playing in against the pitcher. But the bases are now loaded for the number 1 batter. This one's lifted to shallow center field. Blue's going to have to hurry. Makes the catch on the run to end the inning. And the Miners will leave the bases loaded.
Always count on Bubba Blue to make that play out there. He has been stellar despite maybe some of the weak batting average, some of the stats. That is a key player on this team. Makes a nice running catch there. Good inning, though, for Finite. He's showing some fight.
Yeah, we can definitely expect this to continue being a close game as that one, low and inside, is ripped up the middle. That's a base hit to lead things off for the Megafauna here in the top of the third. And a good part of their lineup is up here with the cleanup batter, Wally Walrus, stepping in 1-for-1 with a single. Runner on first and nobody out. The Megafauna lead by 2. Swing and a miss on the low outside change. Swing and a miss on that heater over the plate. The 0-2. High misses. Campbell, 34 pitches thrown. Checks the runner at first. Here on the 1-2 to Walrus, batting .366 on the day. Chases that one out of the zone. It's lifted to center field. Should be playable without much of a problem for Franklin. He makes the catch for out number 1.
Pretty good sequencing there from Finite. B. Hagen, one of the players in the league who likes to power swing on every single swing. So sometimes on 2 strikes, you can maybe get him to swing out of the zone a hair. And now quickly 2 outs after the leadoff single.
Yeah, Sal Sperm right there chasing the first pitch out of the zone. Lifting it to shallow right field for out number 2. Brings up Harry Humpback, 1-for-1 with a single and an RBI. 2 outs here, runner on first. Swings at that first pitch, rips it to left field, but right at Moore, who makes the catch for out number 3. So the Megafauna get a leadoff runner aboard, but then chase some early pitches and are unable to do anything with it. Miners up to bat here, 2, 3, 4 batters in the bottom of the third inning. Nicole Jarvie stepping up against Baskin Shark, who was in there for his 3rd inning. Might be the longest stint we've seen for starter for the Megafauna in quite some time, as Elephant grabs that one, wrangles it, throws it to first for out number 1. This could be the last inning we see for Baskin Shark. We just don't know at this point.
Always a mystery.
It is a mystery, but he's let a few runners on, but so far in this inning, 2 outs really quickly as that one is grounded. Caden Wallace steps up, the number 4 batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Only 37 pitches thrown here for Basking Shark here in the bottom of the third. Change up high, misses. Gonna try to find that zone again. Does get the call there. The 1-1 goes with the high 2-seamer, taken all the way. See if he goes low in the zone now. Misses that location just a bit, and it's enough for Finite to rip it off of the glove of the shortstop. A 2-out single for the Miners, and yet again, he'll have the tying run at the plate, Robert Moore.
Yeah, good job from Finite just to hit a bullet there. And the harder you hit it, the more likely you're going to get that shortstop to not make the play. It's exactly what happens. Gives himself a chance to tie it in the third before that 5-bar pen gets its chance. Oh my.
Threw the slider twice and hung it, and this ball game is tied. Finite did not miss that one. What an absolute rocket to left field.
And that's almost the deepest part of the park. Pretty darn close. That corner, a few more feet to the right, is that deepest point. And he ties the game with one swing. Like you said, threw the slider twice. The second one just not in a good spot.
That's why the slider high, it was a good pitch for that one, but then when he tried to go again low and away with the same exact pitch after the batter sees that pitch and that motion that is very crushable and leaves it hanging over the plate, you can't do that. It has to be out of the zone. Unfortunately, B. Hagen couldn't get that pitch low enough, And fortunately for the Miners, they make it a tie ball game as we head to the top of the fourth, 2 apiece. Brand new baseball here as Edwin Elephant steps in against Robert Campbell.
Yeah, and that's huge because now the game is brand new. It's tied here in the fourth, and it's going to force B. Higgins' hand here after these next 2 batters when his starter comes up. This could be a great start. No, good catch.
Yeah, good rip there from B. Hagen, but right at the center fielder for out number 1. That brings up CGP Gray facing off against Campbell. 41 pitches thrown. Swings at the first pitch, low curveball. Warren picks it up, fires it to first. That's out number 2, and up steps the pitcher. This should be the day for Basking Shark.
I know B. Hagen loves to do this. I probably would have kept him in. It will be Britt Bride going for the 2-out solo homer probably.
In this case, I actually do like the B. Hagen call here. He got his 3 innings out of his starter. Pitch count was starting to get up there a little bit. He wasn't locked in after giving up that 2-run homer. It's a brand new baseball, and you have to, at this point, trust your 5-bar bullpen and your bats that can get you back in the lead, as this one has popped up on the left side of the infield. Caught for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the fourth, and we will go to the bullpen for the Megafauna here in the bottom of the fourth. It looks like it should be Gregory Greatwhite getting the call.
Yeah, the 5-bar pen for the Megafauna, don't get me wrong, it is nasty. The only time it can really hurt B. Hagen is if the offense isn't there and then you go into extra innings and suddenly your opponent has 3 or 4 arms and you have 1, instances like that. We'll see. Obviously, it's only the 4th inning. Hopefully plenty of scoring to come. But like you said, Gregory Greatwhite, first man in.
The 1-0 is swung on and lifted to right field, right under it. Grabs it, makes the catch for out number 1, brings up Don Pedro Garcias. 0 for 1 with a 182 average. No homers yet on the season. One here would give the Miners the lead. And the Megafauna, you mentioned if the offense isn't there for the Megafauna, then they're in trouble. For B. Hagen, I assume he might be a little bit more comfortable knowing that he was able to put up 2 runs in the first inning. Oh, that one almost ripped up the middle, but a nice snag there from Greatwhite for out number 2. 2 outs here and nobody on for the locked-in Robert Campbell. Even after giving up those 2 runs in the first that I just talked about, he has worked his way back up to a locked-in mojo. Swing and a miss there on the pitch on the high outside corner. The 1-1. Cutter hung over the plate. Bubba Blue playing shallow. Plenty of time to settle under that one. Makes the catch for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning. We head to the top of the 5th. Top of the order due up here for the Megafauna. 1-2-3 batters. Bubba Blue, who started the game off with that big double, is up to bat.
Yeah, and even though it was the pitcher, that pitch was not in the best spot. It was meant to be an up-and-in cutter off the plate. It caught a ton of zone. He's lucky that Finite didn't double it over the center fielder's head. Here comes Bubba Blue and the Whales.
Yeah, speaking of pitches not in the perfect location, that curveball hung over the zone, smashed up the middle for a leadoff single. So Bubba Blue is aboard there on first base with a lot of speed. The 0-1 here to Reggie Wright. Campbell probably thinking about the runner there at first. This one grounded to Jarvie. To throw to Battles in time. To throw back to Jarvie. The double play.
Just what he needed there. That stalls out momentum here. Keeps the bases clear for the power hitting Betty Bowhead, the shortstop. We'll see how he attacks him here with now a locked-in Robert Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell back up into locked in after giving up that hit to Bubba Blue. This one is lined right on the ground to Warren. Picks it up, throws it to Jarvie. That's out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 1-2-3 batters now due up for the Miners. These 2 teams playing each other pretty dang closely.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we predicted. These 2 similar records, similar fates thus far. They're hoping to change their fates in the second half. And not that we're even close to the second half, but looking to get big starts before they get there. Or better starts, I should say.
Yeah, and both teams, they have that room to be a little bit impatient now, knowing how much they need these wins. As that one, that screwball catches the outside corner for a strike off of Gregory Greatwhite. 1 out here, grounded towards the hole. Bowhead picks it up, throws it across the diamond in time at first base for out number 2. Jalen Battle stepping up. 2 outs, nobody on. Gregory Greatwhite now locked in. The BB-prone K-Man doing a very good job on the mound so far here.
And that sets up B. Hagen for the opportunity to ride Gregory Greatwhite for a long time. We'll see how many innings he can get out of him.
A 1-2-3 inning there, just what you want to see if you're a Megafauna fan. We head to the top of the 6th. Walrus, Sperm, and Humpback due up here against Campbell. 52 pitches thrown here in the 6th inning. I mean, there's the difference maker right now. We were talking about the 5-bar bullpen and how good it is for bhagen. But when you think about stamina in a tied ball game, to have your starter be able to go so long as Campbell has and possibly could is always a huge benefit. 1-1 here to Walrus, trying to get Campbell out of that locked-in mojo. Won't happen there. Warren collects it, fires it to Jarvie. That's out number 1, brings up Sal Sperm. 1 out, nobody on. The game tied at 2. First pitch swinging, grounded up the middle. That's a base hit. With 1 out for the Megafauna, Sperm is aboard. Here in the top of the 6th, trying to break this tie ball game, Harry Humpback steps in.
Yeah, big 1-out knock there. Now 275 average hitter to the plate. Better than a lot of the hitters in this slow-starting Megafauna team. Looking for something in the gap, certainly.
Humpback gets ahead in the count, 2-0 here. That 2-0, nice little breaking ball on the outside corner there. The 2-1, that one hung over the plate. bhagen didn't miss it, drilled it to deep right field, and the robbery by Wallace. But he throws it offline to first. Jarvie collects it, and he's safe at first. What is the blind at first base? What was
my
that?
God. Oh, my. I think he missed the tag. But, forget the tag. What a catch. I thought this was an easy 4-2 ball game. What a roller coaster of a play.
I had said bhagen didn't miss that one as it was ripped. That one is ripped to right field. First and second here. The inning continues here with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. bhagen did get a little bit under that home run caliber swing.
Yeah.
But what an amazing play. As that one is ripped towards center field, this could be still bhagen able to get that run across and take the lead 3-2. Robbery be damned, he was able to hunker down and get a run there, and the inning continues here. It's grounded to third on the first pitch, thrown to first in time for out number 3, but what a roller coaster right there. A lot of fast action in that inning.
And that's pure pain, in my opinion, for Finite. bhagen made a horrible base running mistake there after the wild throw. Finite had him dead to rights. Looks like he just maybe took the wrong vector with his first baseman to get the tag and kind of got that animation where they reach but get nothing. I don't know. I really do think he had a double play there. And instead, the inning continues. He gives up the run. Still, it's only the 1 run. Could have been worse. Could have been a 2-run homer.
bhagen was able to capitalize on that slight misplay or whatever, that bit of fortune he got on at first base, even after the robbery. As that one catches the outside corner, strike 3 called with the changeup. Brings up Robert Moore, who's 2 for 2 with a home run. Has been hot for the Finite so far in this game. We'll see if he can do something here against Gregory Greatwhite. That cutter catching the inside part of the plate for a strike. What a pitch. 0-1 misses low. Gregory Greatwhite still in the game. 21 pitches thrown, locked in mojo. Chases that screwball off the plate. Popped up in foul territory. The pitcher gets under it, makes the grab for out number 2. Brings up Osbaldistone.
Yeah, Greatwhite cutting through each of these hitters. Just what you want if you're bhagen. And now he has the lead, too. That changes the equation immensely.
Fastball over the plate. The 0-1 hammered, but right towards Bowhead. She makes the catch for out number 3 on the line drive. Top of the order due up again here for the Megafauna, looking to extend their 3-2 lead. We'll see how long Robert Campbell goes for the Miners. You can see those those stats starting to diminish just a bit as that first pitch is fouled off. The 0-1. Left over the plate. Oh, bhagen misses that one. Gets a little bit under it. Weak contact. Plenty of time for the left fielder Moore to get under it. Makes the catch. That's out number 1.
Yeah, he's going to have to think about his bullpen here soon. Referring to Finite, of course. That one ripped. I think it's going to get caught.
Yeah, there's not the right location there for bhagen to do much with it. Caught in center field for out number 2. So a couple of, that one was a hard hit ball. The first one was a weak contact, but a pitch that, I would have swung at too. Just couldn't get the reticle placement right. Bowhead now in a 1-1 count. Base is empty here. 2 outs. Megafauna lead by 1 in the top of the second. The 1-2. Hanging curveball, and that one's ripped up the middle. That's a 2-out base hit.
And a lot of speed over at first. With 2 outs, I think bhagen, he's not really into stealing. I guess they do have the bad jump, so probably not on the move. With 2 outs, though, you always kind of got to think about it. Manufacturing a run, but he may score anyway.
Walrus belts into deep right field, just misses the seats by inches. They're going to send the runner home. The play at the plate is not in time. The runner's going to try to go for third, thinks twice about it, heads back to second. An RBI double there for the Megafauna. The cleanup batter, Walrus, putting in some work, making it a 4-2 ball game.
Yeah, that one walloped into the gap, very close to being a two-run home run. That's a couple that he's just missed out on. He'll take the run, certainly. He now leads by 2, and we're in the final third of the game here. It's going to be crunch time very soon for the Miners.
Robert Campbell is done for the day. The reliever gets the batter to chase that one a bit out of the zone. Grounded out to end the inning. It's 4-2, the Megafauna lead at the 7th inning stretch here in El Viejo. The Miners have 3 innings left to try and mount a comeback. Bottom of the order due up here in the 7th. And Gregory Greatwhite, who came in a few innings ago, is still in this ball game. Locked in stats are still above starting. Bowhead collects that one, fires it to first for out number 1. Brings up Garcia, 0 for 2 on the day. 26 pitches thrown for this reliever. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, cutter off the plate. Goes with this 4-seamer off the plate. This one reaching, extending the zone again. Humpback collects it, throws it to first. 2 quick outs here. Brings up the pitcher spot. Diderot, who was called in for the top of the 7th inning for 1 batter faced, and that'll be it for him as Charlie Welch steps in.
Yeah, the theme I'm seeing here is Finite just swinging at a few too many pitches that are a hair out of the zone. Obviously, it's hard. I mean, everyone does it, but it's been killer for him here. When you swing out of the zone 9 times out of 10, it's a weak contact out, and that's been the difference maker here.
And B. Hagen seeing this, playing the corners very nicely, sometimes even intentionally pitching outside of the zone. But that one got some good wood on it. Did Finite, pokes that one into right field. A 2-out single, tying run comes up to the plate. Christian Franklin could tie this thing up with a swing of the bat.
Yeah, just like we saw earlier, that 2-out hit gives him a chance. B. Hagen, if he makes a mistake, this game could be tied.
Gregory Greatwhite, stats starting to come down. Those relievers just not as much stamina as starters. That was a pitch to swing at. Finite just couldn't pull the trigger. The 1-1. Nice, right on the corner for a strike. Whiffer activates. K-Man activates. The 1-2, way outside, not offered at. Runner on first, 2 outs. The Miners trail, and that one is swung on and missed. A good pitch right there with the K-Man trait. B. Hagen knew what he had right there and was able to use it to perfection there against Finite. He goes down swinging, and Kevin Copps comes in for relief for the Miners. 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for the Megafauna. They lead by 2.
Yeah, Finite was trying to make something happen there with 2 outs. It was a 2-2 count. I assume he knew that. He didn't confuse it for a full count, 2 outs where you got to send the runner. It looked like a hit and run there, just whiffed on a power fastball.
It's hard to do those hit and runs on a K-Man pitcher, I swear.
Yeah.
Is that you're taking it back? Oh, as that one is looped over the head of the third baseman. Nice little single there for the Megafauna to start off this inning. They look to extend their lead. But yeah, when a K-Man pitcher is on the mound, trying to do the hit and run is a very risky option, as that one is grounded right to Penn Warren. Throws it to second, onto first for the double play, erasing that leadoff single.
Also a little unconventional to do a hit and run with the power swing. Obviously, if that is your comfort swing, like it is for Finite or for both players, really, then go for it. I personally, when I try to mix it. If I'm hitting and running, it's typically easier to focus on the hit part if you're not doing the whole timing sequence with the power swing.
Finite taking a moment here, possibly some lag or just taking a moment to collect themselves. That one is grounded towards the hole. Battles cuts it off, throws it to first. Ends up being a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 2, 3, 4 batters due up here for Finite and the Miners. This is a big opportunity here if Finite wants a chance at coming back here in game 1 of this series.
And you can see B. Hagen, I was just going to say, he didn't deliver the pitch right away because he was thinking about the bullpen. Does he go to Beluga? Oh, there is no Sammy Starfish. It's your mom, actually. That's the new reliever.
Yeah, she does a very good job on this team, I believe.
Yes.
That changeup misses low is an interesting choice right here. Finite going with the very low velocity, lacking a 4-seamer. Brennan Beluga, no velo, no junk. Decent accuracy there. Very good accuracy, I should say. Gets into the count 1-2. Swings at that inside 2-seamer, lifted just past the infield. Elephant has it for out number 1. Brings up Jalen Battles.
just more swinging out of the zone. If you're, it seems like he's frustrated potentially, and with the way the season has started, you can't entirely blame him. But he's got time to battle here.
He's just not finding his momentum at the plate, it seems. But he definitely has the potential to do that even here in the late game. These batters, especially any batter, can turn on a dime at any point. The 2-2 misses inside, brings the count full. Brendan Beluga going to have to work here. The payoff pitch swung on, maybe a little bit outside the zone, lifted to blue. That's out number 2.
Yeah, I think that was a hair out of the zone for ball 4. But like I said in the AAA set, the full count pitch can be one of the toughest to lay off no matter where it is.
And if it's close, you got to do your best to protect the plate.
Yeah.
Fine, I just couldn't get the good lumber on that pitch. Very difficult pitch to do. So an excellent pitch there from bhagen. Speaking of excellent pitches, he's ahead in the count here, 0-2. Slider over the zone. And
sounded the foul?
sounded like a foul ball there. Slider low. That misses low. The 1-2, trying to get the backdoor two-seamer, and he gets the call. Unbelievable.
That works perfectly for bhagen's plan there. He gets just the 3 outs out of his closer. Honestly, maybe he probably doesn't care all that much about the diminished. Well, no, he is going to remove him here. Like I said, he always has a plan, and he's sticking to it.
Now batting, number 16.
Swing and a miss there. That one on the outside corner. The 0-2. With that outside corner, but that one through the hole. Battle's able to cut it off, however, and the throw to first is in time. What a play.
Nice play off the bat. I thought that was one that they would have to dive for and then wouldn't have the time potentially to get it back to first. Instead, it's a second out. Almost.
Ooh, a close dive there by the third baseman. Yeah. Lineup turns over here. 1 out, nobody on. Bubble blue. Top of the 9th. Megafauna trying to extend their lead. That one left over the heart of the zone, but an amazing dive by Battles to keep that ball not just from getting it out of the infield, but for catching it and recording out number 2. Reggie Wright, swing and a miss. The 1-1 here to right from Kevin Copps, who's been doing a good job on the mound here in relief. Right over the middle. bhagen just couldn't catch up with it. The 2-2. Misses a bit high. Payoff pitch on the way from Copps. Misses way outside. And that is how bhagen gets a 2-out runner aboard with Betty Bowhead stepping up. 3 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, and bhagen's been solid with 2 outs in this game. Looking for a single here. Oh, an early dive. I don't think he gets that play at first anyways.
That's a tricky position for that ball. If you don't dive for it, you don't make contact. And if you do dive, it's just not in a place where you can come up with the ball. And even then, if you do, such a slow roller, runner's probably safe at first. First and second here with 2 outs. That one is ripped towards right field. No one's going to get to it. 1 run will score. Wallace collects it, throws it back to the infield. Second and third with 2 outs. The Megafauna put up some insurance and are in business here in the 9th.
Yeah, bhagen has been straight cash money in this game with 2 outs. This whole rally started with that walk. Walks are killer, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know it.
Expands the zone there, grounds it to Osbaldistone, throws it to Jarvie at first for out number 3. So, Megafauna get a good insurance run there in the top of the 9th. They've been chipping away a little bit. Well, not chipping away, adding on bit by bit here in the late game. Makes it a 5-2 ball game. 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for FiniteProvision. A bit of a mountain to climb if he wants to walk away with the win here in game number 1. Change up on the outside part of the plate in there for a strike.
And look who's being called on for the save. It's your mom.
Yeah, it's your mom. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, huh?
Mom with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high heat. Frank Osbaldistone and try to get on base here for the Miners. 1 out. Oh, a beautiful pitch right there. Called a strike on the inside part of the plate. Finite can't believe it. That one misses just a bit high. Change up off the plate. The 1-1 taken. Good eye there from Finite. Goes with the curve again. The 2-1. Swung on. Oh, but able to get a glove on it is Mom. Throws it to first for out number 2. And now 1 out away are the Megafauna from taking game 1 of this series. Penn Warren representing the last out. Curveball on the outside part of the plate in there for a strike. And try to catch it high and outside. Doesn't. 1-1 to Warren. High and inside. Swing and a miss. The 1-2. Swung on, weak contact to right field. Will anybody get to it? Elephant ranging back, turns around at the last second to make the grab. And the Megafauna take game 1 of the XBL Match of the Week.
That truly was a gem for Bhagen and the Nanaimo Megafauna. Executing his 5-bar bullpen plan to perfection there. Made one mistake that game, and it was the slider into the right-handed hitter that was crushed to left center field to tie the game at 2. But other than that, an extremely well-pitched game. Bhagen obviously got to be proud of himself there. And that's game 1 going to the Megafauna. The Miners have to try and salvage this split if they can. And Bhagen certainly he's smelling blood in the water there. He's going for the sweep.
Yeah, I was very curious there. FiniteProvision looking not confident at all at the plate, I would say.
I agree.
Bhagen was nailing a lot of his pitches, especially in the late game with pitchers like your mom. It's your mom, I should say. He did a very good job about nailing his locations with that pitcher, but he did leave quite a few pitches over the plate that Finite had a chance with. I remember one of those pitches, you said that was it after the pitch was thrown. Yeah. It was right down the middle, and he just took it all the way. It seems like Finite's just a little bit uneasy there in game 1. Maybe it was just game 1 Match of the Week jitters. He's just going to have to do something about those if he wants to come back here in game 2, walk away from this series with a split. Obviously, he cannot get that sweep, which we said was kind of a must-have for both of these teams. And for Finite's a little bit more so. He's fallen now to 3-10, the first player in the XBL this season to get to double-digit losses, unfortunately for Finite. But he can't think about that right now. All he's got to do is hunker down and try to do something here in game number 2.
And if there's a silver lining, we kind of talked about this before we went live. Finite has played the top 3 players, at least standings-wise right now. That's Jam Paladin, Luke Archer, and GTMS NBA. They may not be exactly be 1, 2, and 3 in the standings, but they're all up there. They've all had hot starts to their season. So, very tough strength of schedule. Obviously, we know he has upset potential. He beat Ashnod last season. No one else did except for Lazy, the best player. So, it almost kind of hurts a little to watch the slow start back to he had a hot start last season, but a tough season 8, tough season 9, and looking like a tough season 10. It hurts because when you play him, you don't really feel like you're playing a 3-10 player. He's capable of much more.
And that's what it is in the XBL. We were talking earlier about the parity between these players. Yeah. Even if you go, with only a few wins and a ton of losses in the XBL, you are still one of the best players in this game if you are in this league. That's the simple long and short of it.
Certainly, and Finite has, he has the history. He's been with this league since season 1. He took 1 season off in either season 4 or season 5. He was the season 6 champion, defeating Jay Boops. This is all before I joined, before you joined, in the days before cross-platform integration was possible, when the XBL stood for Xbox Baseball League, and his efforts in those seasons earned him a Hall of Fame election. It has been rough though in season 8 and beyond. From
the move from Super Mega Baseball 2 to Super Mega Baseball 3, yes. Completely different games. A lot of stuff has carried over, but from what I've heard, I personally did not play much of Super Mega Baseball 2, but from what I've heard, they are very different games in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say most people would argue that 90 Ego in SMB 2. Compared to 90 Ego and SMB3, just considerably harder here in the 3rd game. So a big adjustment period for everyone. Some people relished it. If you ask people who are around in Super Mega 2, for example, Ashnod's Coupon was a great player back in the day, but not the monster he is now. But some people have fallen victim to that difficulty increase, and we'll just see how that plays out.
Right now, Finite's going to have to find a way to tackle this 90 Ego batting, as that one is ripped to center field, but Bubba Blue has plenty of time to get under it, make the catch for out number 1 of this ball game at Emerald Diamond, where the Megafauna are the home team here for game number 2, looking to go home with a sweep. That would be huge for the Megafauna as they try to make a postseason push, even though we're just talking about how we are in the early part of this season. Sperm gathers that grounder, steps on the bag at first for out number 2, brings up Jalen Battles, who squares off against Martin Mink. Again, that very weak starting rotation for the Megafauna. No four-seamer for this low velo, low accuracy, high junk pitcher. But look at that ERA. Not a run allowed so far by Mink.
Yeah, and I would almost argue that has more to do with his usage rather than his ability. Can't give up runs if you only pitch, to 6 batters or so. But that's not really anyone's fault. That's just the game plan of the Megafauna.
And Mink is able to do a good job there in the top of the first. The batters go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. We head now to the Megafauna. Bubba Blue, who had a pretty good game there in game number 1, although is only batting 167 on the season. Takes that first pitch in there for a strike against Lael Lockhart.
At 167, but you'd never know it if you didn't see it. He was all over the our roundup that we had last Monday. Hit that walk-off grand slam, had that bullet to the plate from center field to defeat Luke Archer in the bottom of the 9th. He's been a star despite that rough offensive start.
Swing and a miss, though, on the high heat. Struck him out there for out number 1. And swinging on 2 pitches there out of the zone is Reggie Wright. The 0-2 now from Lockhart. Swings at that one in the dirt. Battles, collects it, throws it to first. That's out number 2. Brings up Betty Bowhead. And Lockhart here, a bit of a middle-of-the-road pitcher. Medium velo, junk, and accuracy as that one is crushed. Deep center field. Does Bowhead have the distance at the wall? It is caught by Franklin. Just a bit under it.
It could be a little tough to get it out to center field here at the beautiful Emerald Diamond. Certainly left center and right center tougher, but the center field pretty standard, a standard 405 feet or whatever. Gave it a ride, but Finite, calm, cool, collected, knew he didn't have to jump or anything, just makes the nice catch out there on the track.
1-1 count here to Wallace from Mink. The inside cutter is swung on, grounded to Elephant, picks it up, throws it to first. That's out number 1 here in the top of the second. It might be too easy to say, but it looks like we're a little bit more pitching-oriented here in game number 2 so far.
Yeah, Finite obviously off to a much better start on the mound than he was in game 1, giving up those 2 runs to begin the game at El Viejo. This time, the game stays even after his first pass at the Nanaimo hitters.
Takes 2 fork balls in a row, 1 for a ball, 1 for a strike. The 2-2 change up on the outside corner. Ring him up. What a pitch.
Can't really paint it any better. And he may be exploiting a possible weakness here. Obviously Finite chased quite a bit in that first game, so maybe trying to be a bit more patient here in game 2. Took a very close pitch. Honestly, it's hard. It would have been hard to square that pitch up anyway.
B. Hagen doing an absolutely amazing job right now pitching to start this game off with the Mink as he chases that changeup off the plate. Strike 3 swinging. So a great inning of pitching there for B. Hagen and the Megafauna as they come up to bat. Wally Walrus, who hit a big home run in game number 1. At the plate now. Takes that first pitch right down the middle for a strike. The 0-1. Not even close. The 1-1 here from Lockhart. Hanging curve. He smashes it towards right. It's going to get down. A leadoff single for Walrus. Tried for the 9-3, not in time. So the Megafauna have a leadoff runner aboard. Bottom of the second here. Scoreless. Salsperm swings at that one out of the zone. Dribbles it foul. The 1-1 here from Lockhart. Not a lot of speed at first. Grounded towards second. Picks it up, throws it to first. Throws it to second. On to first in time for the double play.
And a big double play, but even with 2 outs, you cannot sleep on B. Hagen. Did a lot of, if not all of his damage in game 1 with 2 outs. Harry Humpback, big part of that.
And a pitch to swing at there, just doesn't time it up right. Gets a foul. Swing and a miss there on that pitch in the zone. The 1-2 to Humpback. Swing and a miss. Got him with the heat on the outside corner. Now that's a good pitch.
Yeah, good sequencing there. Went with back-to-back heaters. He saw how late he was on the first one. The second one placed even better. High and away. Tough pitch to catch up to. And he has a chance here. 7, 8, and 9 here for the Miners.
Inside changeup, swung on and fouled. Locked in is Mink here in the top of the third. That one is swung on. And that'll be the first base hit for the Miners. A weak contact single up the middle. Mojo going down there for Mink. So back down to neutral Mojo with a runner on first, a leadoff runner. Brings up Garcias. Try for that
Yeah.
inside slider.
If you're finite, your goal here has got to be to find another single here with Don Pedro Garcias, put 2 on, no outs, and then get the no-brainer sacrifice bunt with the pitcher. That fork ball was all over the zone. I almost wonder if he swung at it, but then it was called back by lag, and that's why he's pausing, because that was just a meatball.
That's the only thing I can think of, because there's no way you can take a pitch like that in a 1-1 count. It's a fork ball right down the pipe. Whatever you do, you should be swinging on that one. So maybe it's just a bit of bad luck for Finite. We'll never know, as that one is dribbled towards Elephant, throws it to second, on to first, in time for the double play.
Yeah, so no best case scenario in this inning is the pitcher is going to have to bat with nobody aboard. Still going to give it his best shot here. Is hitting 400 with 2 RBIs.
Will Lockhart, pretty good at the plate so far. Dribbles that one down the third baseman line, and he's safe, legging it out. The pitcher improving that batting average to above 400. He's been lifting the weights.
Yeah, and that helps his mojo too. It went up, and this could be a 2 RBI. No,
Reggie Wright ranging over. A lot of speed there in right field, able to catch that ball, hit towards the gap before it lands. And that is how the inning ends. We head to the bottom of the third, bottom of the order due up here for the Megafauna.
Yeah, that infield single did improve Lockhart from neutral to locked-in mojo. It's going to increase each of his attributes. It's going to help him all that much more, especially in the accuracy department.
That could help Finite immensely to stay in this game. Give himself some time to put together a run of some kind, as that pitch left in the zone, called for a strike. That one also in the zone, not offered at. Quick 0-2 here for Lockhart. All 3 pitches in the zone, but that one is not missed. Ripped up the middle. That's a 1-out single there for the Megafauna. And mojo down. So the
Certainly a pinch hitter. Certainly a pinch hitter.
Locked in is Mink, staying in the game against Lockhart. Swings at the first pitch to Lockhart. Throws it to first. He might have had the double play. It looked like a bit of hesitation from the pitcher after he picked it up.
Yeah, complete hesitation there. I don't really know what happened there. He does have his chance, but 2-out B. Hagen is dangerous.
2-out B. Hagen. Locked in is the pitcher again, but it's dribbled slowly up the middle. Not enough speed from Franklin. That run's going to score, and it's an RBI. How would we rule that? Single or double? Not sure, but the Megafauna take the lead.
Yeah, single there with the advancement to second on the throw. If this isn't caught, that's another
and
run.
there it is.
Just a disaster.
The 2-out magic for B. Hagen continues. An RBI single to left. 2-0, they lead.
The hesitation to not go with the pitcher back to second on to first with the double play. It's killing him, just like not getting that double play on the miscue on the home run rob. Killed him in game 1.
Bowhead drills that one to deep center field. But the center fielder for the Miners is able to track it down and make the catch. But the damage is done. The Megafauna take a 2-0 lead in this close ball game. Mink is locked in at the on the mound. Faces off against the 2-3-4 batters of the Joplin Miners. We're looking to get something started. The starter Mink going for their 4th inning as a starter. This one grounded to Bowhead, throws it to first for out number 1. Mink so far putting on a show despite the low stats here.
Yeah, B. Hagen maybe being a little atypical, leaving his starter in for that at bat there with runner aboard. It's paying off though. I think he senses that the low velo big junk setup against Finite is working.
Paying off in spades. Goes with the high and away forkball. Swung on and missed by Caden Wallace. 2 outs, nobody on. Mink with only 37 pitches thrown here in the top of the 4th. A nice cutter clips the inside corner. Gets the count to 0-2. Finite can't believe it. Goes with the high changeup. Swung on, a little blooper towards right field. Reggie Wright with the dive. Not in time. Able to cut it off, though. A 2-out single for the Miners. We'll see if they can put something together here.
Yeah, the way that dive looked, I think B. Hagen's a little lucky that didn't get past him and roll all the way to the wall. 2-out opportunity for Finite. He's got to find a gap here.
See if he can find that gap. Missing those corners is B. Hagen with Mink. That one outside the zone, but swung on and missed. The 2-1. Forkball in the zone and is ripped up to center field. Blue fields it cleanly, so first and second now with 2 outs for the Miners. The go-ahead run now at the plate in the form of Frank Osbaldistone. 0 for 1 on the day, but a good season average. We'll see what he can do. Oh, inside slider in there for a strike. Good location. Goes with a high and inside cutter. Just misses inside.
Great take on that cutter.
High changeup is swung on weak contact, but towards that shallow wall left field. It doesn't have the juice. Gray catches it right at the warning track. And bhagen and the Megafauna get out of a tricky situation. They still lead 2-0.
And if you're Finite, you got to trust that you can keep putting those rallies together. He certainly can. He just needs to trust his pitching here and keep the game where it is.
It's going to be a tall order for the Miners to find that batting that's been seemingly missing all series, string those hits all together when he needs to, and keep bhagen off of the bases with 2-out magic. Swing and a miss on that inside pitch. Made him look silly on that one. Brings up Sal Sperm. 1 out and nobody on. Leo Lockhart, 32 pitches thrown. Hanging curve. Oh, and a misplay by Finite, jumping when he didn't have to. And the runner is safe at first. That's got to hurt for Finite.
Yeah, that's just another miscue in the line of miscues. Maybe he can salvage it here. Looks like he will.
Oh, a heads-up play there on defense. Following up the defensive blunder with a very chess-like precision. Able to field the ball, step on the bag at second, and then cleanly throw it to first. We've seen that kind of play messed up multiple times. It's hard to execute. It looks very simple when watching it like this, but it's actually a very difficult play to do correctly. And Finite executed it there perfectly. Grounds out here to start the top of the 5th.
If you're a Miners fan, you want to see more leadoff batters reaching. It's really not been happening, except in a few select circumstances. Interesting move here to take out the catcher.
Especially, he had a righty on lefty matchup, and now he's going for righty on righty. Showing bunt, but gets behind in the count 0-2. Not sure what's going on here with Diana Vernon. Swings it that one out of the zone. Okay. A little blooper past the glove of the diving second baseman. She's aboard with a bloop 1-out single. Brings the tying run up. It's the pitcher's spot. This might be the day for Leo Lockhart.
And I guess the move pays off because now instead of the catcher, Don Pedro, on at first with minimal speed, Finite has a true speed demon out there anyway.
Matt Goodhart, Bestheart steps in. The throw to first in time, but he does advance that runner over to second base. Brings up Christian Franklin with the runner in scoring position. Finite with more thinking to do here.
I cannot imagine what he's thinking about here. Maybe just needing a second.
Cutter over the plate in there for a strike. Brings up the 0-1. Going to try to get him to expand the zone. Doesn't happen. The 1-1 inside changeup. No. Mink still in the game. 56 pitches thrown. That forkball right clips the outside corner. Going to try to throw it again. This time a little bit low. Gets him to reach for it. Collected by Elephant. Throws it to Sperm at first. That is out number 3. Some good pitching there from the Megafauna to get out of that one. Benjamin Monk will come in as the relief pitcher here in the bottom of the 5th for Finite. And can you believe it, Weaver? FiniteProvision went to the bullpen before bhagen did.
I can't believe that. If you had told me that it would happen before the game started, I'd call you a liar. But here we are. Really, the theme in this game, Finite just unable to string hits together with runners on base. bhagen, obviously, the opposite is true, as that one could clear the fence.
High fly ball deep right field. It is gone just over the leaping glove of the right fielder. 381 feet to right field. Elephant records their first home run of the season. Extends the Megafauna's lead to 3-0.
I'm not mistaken. That player's been the best hitter in this Megafauna lineup this season. One of the only, if not the only, hitter hitting over 300 and now getting that first dinger, like you said. And it comes in a big time, adding a big third run on here halfway through game number 2 in a series that bhagen can sweep and turn the season around.
Yeah, this could be the start of a huge turnaround for the Megafauna to make another postseason. Oh, sorry.
We got Mink versus Monk here. We may never see this again.
Mink at the plate up against Monk on the mound. Both pitchers. Mink is staying in, perhaps just for this momentous occasion. Mink has thrown 5 pitches already to start this game. 5 innings, I should say. And he draws the walk from Monk. So Mink is aboard against Monk. And Bubba Blue steps up. We'll see if, no, bhagen not thinking about a pinch runner for the pitcher. And taking off, trying to steal second. The pitcher is in there. He stole second with Mink. And that was ripped towards right field. A little bounce there to slow down the ball. Wallace throws it home, though, and the runner does not advance towards home. Mink will hold at third.
Dare I say reject Monk, return to Mink.
Reject Monk, return to Mink. That might be the theme here for the Megafauna as they move forward. Trying to get into this postseason as that one is belted to deep right field. It won't leave the stadium, but it'll be plenty of deep to score Mink from third base. The Megafauna tack on another run here in the bottom of the fifth, and it's 4-0 bhagen leads.
And how did that relief, or not relief pitcher, I'm so used to him using relief pitchers as he steals a nice base. How did that pitcher reach base, you ask? It was a walk from Finite coming back to haunt him again.
Oh, and a little error there by the second baseman. Is able to collect it and throw the runner out at first, finally to get out of that inning. Finite probably just happy to move on from that, but now a mountain to climb as he trails by 4 here. 2, 3, 4 batters due up. Has not been able to do anything much against Mink here, who's still holding on to that 0 ERA.
We've been talked ad nauseum about bhagen and his bullpen and how he uses it, but right now he's just thinking if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He is completely fooling the bats of the Joplin Miners, so why go to the bullpen at all?
60 pitches thrown here in the top of the 6th. Gets the first batter out on a fly ball to right field. The 1-0 misses outside. Jalen battles, trying to be a little bit more patient here. The 2-0 misses a bit low. Gets into account here, 3-0. We'll see if he takes the 3-0. He does, and it's just a bit outside. So maybe a walk here that Finite's able to draw himself will come back to haunt bhagen. Only time will tell. And the Steeler trait there at first. We'll see if he tries to move him over. The 0-1 here from Mink to Wallace. Outside of the zone, but he gets some lumber on it. It drops on the grass in left field. First and second here with 1 out.
And this is the opportunity of the game for the Miners. If they do not cash in here at all, that is going to hurt a lot. That was the forkball. I think Finite being too patient.
Forkball well in the zone, taken all the way. Changeup catches the outside part of the zone. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, frozen with the slider over the plate. I guess Finite thinking maybe he's going to have to throw me something outside of the zone here, but no. bhagen attacking the part of the plate. Oh, and that cutter finding that inside corner. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The high forkball. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Unbelievable. bhagen getting out of the jam again. And the kryptonite for FiniteProvision and the Joplin Miners has been Mink.
Yeah, he's dominating right now. And like I said, that is just it's gonna hurt for Finite to put those 2 runners on in that situation, get nothing out of it. A couple of strikeouts at the plate. Just fantastic pitching from bhagen. And we press on.
That one grounded, hit hard, but grounded right in front of right to the side of the plate. That one right down the middle. That's belted to center field. It'll be off the wall. That should be a leadoff double here for the Megafauna as they are just on a nonstop train against the Miners right now.
And Walrus has been excellent behind the plate. If you keep up with team news, you'll know that franchise legend Frederick Finn retired before season 10. They retired his number in the rafters. I swear it's there. It's up here by the press box where we are. You can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
Very
you see
good.
it, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the new catcher. He's been great for the Megafauna, and that double huge with no outs.
An 0-2 count here. We might see a mid-count pitching change. No, Finite will leave Monk in. Swings at that pitch on the outside part of the plate. Penn Warren collects it, throws it to first for out number 1. The runner advances from second to third. Brings up the 10th Harry Humpback here. 1 out. Swings at that first pitch right back to Monk. It's not going to be able to score the runner. They go home. They throw back to third too soon, and the diddle works. Everyone is safe, and the run scores for the Megafauna. They make it 5-0.
And that hurts double for Finite because that wasn't even a fast runner. That was Wally Walrus, the catcher, making that play, and the Megafauna just looking to tack on and on and on.
Get some good wood on that one. Pokes it into center field. First and second here in the bottom of the 6th. The Megafauna are just looking unstoppable against this Miners team. One out, and runners on first and second. Swing and a miss on that high heat. Monk going to try to do something to get this inning to end. Soft dribbler to Osbaldistone. Throw to second in time. On to first. Not in time for the double play. Just not well hit enough. That ball was a slow roller. They still get that one out. Brings up Martin Mink, whose day might be done after 6 innings pitched, which for me, Weaver, at least, that's the longest I've ever seen a starter go for B. Hagen. He might have had ones go longer than that, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, 6 innings, that's certainly an outlier. Just off the top of my memories, this should get the Miners out of the inning, and it will. I want to say B. Hagen threw 9 innings with Beardsbeak, as you can see bottom right. That's one of his starters in the Season 8 AAA semifinals, Game 2 versus Merzdrone. That's just, I don't know why I remember that, but I think that happened. I think he threw a complete game.
I'll trust you on that one. That does sound pretty likely. B. Hagen, known for taking those starting pitchers out very early, but 6 innings of work there for Mink. He will now hand the game over to his bullpen with a comfortable 5-0 lead. Cassandra Killer coming in for her first appearance in this series. First pitch off the plate, swung on and grounded to Elephant, thrown on to first for out number 1. Brings up Diana Vernon, who's 1 for 1 with a single on the day.
Yeah, she came in that slightly questionable move to the bench, looking for a bunt here maybe.
Taking out that, he had a righty on lefty matchup and then went with the righty for some reason. And here it is again, righty versus righty. The 1-2, K-Dud activates for Killer. Change up on the inside corner, swung on and missed. She was hitting fastball all the way there.
Yeah, should see a sub here for Monk, and it's another high-speed, low-contact, low-power hitter.
Interesting choice here for the Miners, as that one is ripped up the middle on the first pitch. Blue collects it, 2 outs, and a runner on first as the lineup turns over here for the Miners. Christian Franklin, 0 for 3 in tonight's Game 2. Only batting 133 is the leadoff batter. B. Hagen checks the runner there at first with the high speed. High and outside heat in there for a strike. Sandra Killer trying to make a combined shutout here for the Megafauna. Trying to hold on to that here in the top of the 7th. Checks the runner again. The 0-2 here from Killer. The forkball low and away. Gets him to chase it. Sperm collects it. Steps on the bag for out number 3. It's 7th inning stretch here at Emerald Diamond. Roland Diderot is stepping in to pitch for the Miners. Trying to keep this game as close as he can. But so far in Game 2, it has been all Megafauna. They lead 5-0.
I think it might be a mental thing for Finite here. I almost think he's overcompensating for how many, all the times he's swinging out of the zone. It seems like he's just taking pitches that normally he would swing at. Maybe, like I said, overcompensating, wanting to be more patient, but then taking pitches that he could hit.
A good rip there from B. Hagen, but right into the glove of the shortstop for out number 1. 2 strike count here for Reggie Wright. Swings on the 0-2. A nice leaping effort from Osbaldistone. Snags that one for out number 2 at third base. Brings up Betty Bowhead. Swings at the first pitch towards the hole. Penn Warren with a good dive. The throw to first in time for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning could be a momentum shift that Finite and the Miners need. We will only have to see 2, 3, 4 batters due up.
And discouraged as he may feel staring down the barrel of a sweep here, those defensive plays always important. Yes, he's down 5-0, but we've seen that comeback in the XBL this season. It was B. Hagen down 5-0 going into the bottom of the 9th versus GTMS NBA, and B. Hagen ended up having an 8-run bottom of the 9th capped off by a walk-off 3-run homer. That's a killer double play though.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have seen those comebacks happen, but I'm not sure if I can remember a time when the batting switched on a dime that much late in the game. Finite's going to really have to put something together, as there's a really good swing. Puts that one into center field. Runner on first here with 2 outs. Finite's been able to put a few of those in play. He just needs to find a way to string those together in a meaningful rally that results in runs. He has the hits. He just needs to string them together.
Yeah, the double play looms large because, even if he had only surrendered 1 out there, he could have scored. Instead, he needs this to drop. There you go.
And it does, right in front of Gray. The tough slide just didn't get there in time, it feels like. So first and second here with 2 outs. Frank Osbaldistone here, and again, still, he's tense, and that double play earlier in the inning looming large. Fastball over the plate, taken all the way for a strike. Cassandra Killer still in this game. Low forkball, chases it out of the zone. Elephant gets a hold of it, throws on to first for out number 3. And the bottom of the 8th, the Megafauna back up to bat. And you can see right there on the scoreboard, Finite technically out-hitting bhagen, 10 hits to 9, but just not able to string together hits. And it feels like he really is shooting himself in the foot with some of these at-bats.
Yeah, unable to find extra base hits, unable to avoid double plays in certain situations. It has not been his night at the plate. Credit bhagen. He is pitching wonderfully, and he's executing his 5-bar pen plan, his entire pitching staff plan beautifully.
And a nice hard hit ball there from bhagen right down the foul line along first base. Be a 1-out double. Tense Harry Humpback steps up. We're on second here. That one gets away from the catcher. Should be third base with the speed there. And it is. So the runner advances there. Run number 6 is on third base for the Megafauna, should he score. Finite taking just a moment there after that happened. Oh, yeah, changeup clips the low outside corner.
You got to remember, that is the backup catcher. There it is.
Yep, a good rip right there down the third base line. Could be another double. More throws to second, not in time. And that's a double that will score the runner from third. 6-0, the Megafauna lead. And Edwin Elephant steps up to the plate and crushes that one to deep center field. Does it have the legs? It is caught right in front of the wall by Franklin. The runner will tag up from second to third.
That almost was the second home run of the game. Would have been a big hero moment. Still potential. I almost don't think he really needs insurance, but obviously you want as many runs as you can. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, any kind of run production is good run production. Gets a few more runners aboard perhaps in this inning, and we might be able to start talking about a certain word. But that one goes foul as he gets a good rip on that. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high heat. That was ball 4, but we talked about it earlier. We were hard to lay off those full count pitches.
Especially when they're that close and they come in that fast. Sometimes if it's off speed, it gives you an extra split second to decide whether or not it's a ball or a strike. But when it's zipping in like that, you really don't have that luxury. You're Finite. I was going to say, if he wants to make this incredible rally, you really need to have that leadoff runner reach. It's just going to get that much harder.
Diana Vernon steps up, 1 out already here in the top of the 9th. Fastball over the plate, in there for a strike. Cassandra Killer has been doing a great job in relief. Only 2 pitches used so far for bhagen and the Megafaunas. That one finds grass in left field, so a 1-out single. The Miners here trail by 6 in the top of the 9th, so they will need a miraculous inning here. It is possible. It is certainly possible for the Miners to come back into this one. But so far, they are looking for way back in, and it looks like we might have had
don't say
it. The game might have. Oh no! It looks like we're good. We are good.
Yeah, stream issue, not game issue. That's thankful because the game is almost over, presumably, and that just would have been a morale killer.
bhagen taking a moment here, possibly feeling the effects of that issue. Jacob Nesbitt coming in to pinch hit here. Runner on first. We've seen a lot of bhagen. We've seen a lot of double plays on the mound that he was able to issue in situations like this with a runner on first and nobody else. That one is grounded towards Humpback. Picks it up, throws it to second in time, on to first, and that's the ball game. Right there and then, the Megafauna take game number 2, a much-needed sweep for bhagen as he inches closer toward 500 on the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he's only 2 down after a rough start. That is massive. One of the keys of the game, like we said, one of these teams really needed to sweep to get themselves back in the conversation. It ends up being bhagen, who last season had that slow start, had the better second half. Maybe we're seeing it again. Maybe history repeats itself. Extremely absurdly well-pitched series for the Megafauna. bhagen should be very proud of the way he threw the ball tonight, and swung the bat too. Honestly, the 4 runs in the first game, that's good. It's good but not great. Really found the offense in the second game, even though he didn't need it as much because he threw an even better pitching gem. But what a job by the Megafauna to get back in that W column, start climbing back towards that middle of the pack, and And obviously, you still got to tip your cap to Finite. Played a tough series. Some things didn't quite go his way, and really just outplayed by bhagen.
bhagen was just absolutely the way heard it said before. bhagen had Finite's number that season. He knew, that series. He knew the pitches he needed to throw. Finite didn't look comfortable at the plate at all. It just wasn't able to convert with runners aboard. And every time bhagen got into a jam, he was able to get out of it. bhagen looked dominant on all sides of the ball, pitching and batting. And so the fact that we see something like that from bhagen, and knowing that he is a few games under 500, I think that just goes to show what the XBL is like in terms of player ability right now.
Yeah, bhagen, definitely a strong player, but still under 500. We've mentioned different strengths of schedules here and there and whatnot. But the bottom line is, like you said, excellent player. The record now creeping towards representing it properly, still under 500, but now by only 2. So we'll see who he attacks here going into week 3 and then on into the rest of the season. Could make a run out of it. Definitely a big series to get back on the horse, or the whale, I guess, for bhagen to put himself back in the conversation. He's got to be happy with how his Sunday night just went.
Most definitely. And on the flip side for Finite, it's tough to drop a series like this, especially one that we had said was the key to the game. That's a must-win series, must-sweep series, I guess. And Finite, unfortunately for him, dropping both of those games to bhagen and falling to a record a little bit under where he would hope to be at this point. Right. But on the other hand, he is not mathematically eliminated by any means. We are still early in the season, and he does have a lot of tough competitors already behind him. He's played, as we said before, Luke Archer, GTM, Jam Paladin. Those are done for. So he can focus on the games he has remaining. If he can get something together and take some wins off of some of the higher tier players and play and sweep some other teams that are in this league, he definitely has the shot to make that run in the second half and make that postseason push. It is definitely possible for him. He just needs to hunker down, find out what it is that he needs to improve about his game, and execute that going forward.
Yeah, it's the silver lining for Finite. It's not over by a long shot. It's not at the point in the late season yet where he has to rely on what other people do. You know, sometimes when you're chasing a playoff spot, you're like, okay, I need this guy to lose, this guy to lose. We're not there yet. He still totally controls his own destiny. If he can just figure out a few things here and there, specifically at the plate, start hitting a little bit more consistently, staying out of some of those double plays, he'll find more wins. And if you can find more wins, maybe you can string them together, find a win streak, put himself back in position, and hopefully for him, make the playoffs for the first time in Super Mega Baseball 3. But that remains to be seen.
It all remains to be seen, Weaver. We still got so much great baseball action left in this season. We're only a few weeks in, and already things are starting to heat up. We're already talking about stuff like postseason. It's going to be an exciting season. I can't wait for the rest of these games. We're going to have more Match of the Week action next week. That time still tentative. We are looking at a Monday night broadcast for next week's Match of the Week. We hope you all have a very safe and happy 4th of July weekend. We will be back again tomorrow night with the weekly roundup, I do believe, Weaver.
Yeah, we certainly will. Dwayne and I will have the week 2 roundup. So if you guys still, everyone who's in one of the leagues, if you still have plays from your games this week that you didn't submit, please submit them. We always love to have that channel full of highlights, so we can go over them in the weekly roundup, the top 5 list. Or if you have bloopers you want to submit, you can submit those to the appropriate channel. We'll have the power rankings, of course. We'll see what else we can squeeze in there. That will be tomorrow evening, time TBD, probably same time as it was last week, which I remember, I think 9 Eastern, maybe 8 Eastern. We'll have an announcement about it in the Discord, so we'll see you then. Again, hopefully we'll see you guys next Monday night. There will not be a cast on the 4th of July, so happy Independence Day in advance. And thank you all so much for joining us tonight. If you're not in the Discord, scroll down and click that Discord link. You don't have to be a player to be in our Discord. If you just want to watch, hang out, you're more than welcome. And we thank you again.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, as we were said, please consider joining our Discord. It's an amazing location for fans and players of this game. As well, please do consider hitting that follow button to get notified when we go live for weekly roundups, Match of the Week, and all sorts of awesome events like that. From everybody here at the XBL, we hope you have enjoyed your time with us. Thank you so much to Dwayne for producing tonight's broadcast. Thank you to Weaver for being on here with color commentary. And from all of us here, have a wonderful week. Stay safe and healthy out there.